Driving through Casper the other day, something jumped out at me. We have some pretty cool older buildings that have been remodeled to give them new life. Some kept their vintage roots, some look nothing like they used to. Do you ever see a building and wonder about the history there? I did. So I'm going to share with you what I discovered. Hi, I'm Alisha Collins with Remax the Group and the Alisha Collins Real Estate Team. While my specialty is residential real estate, today let's talk about some historical real estate in Casper. We hope you love our videos. If you would like to hear more about why we love living in Casper, please subscribe. Downtown Casper is the root of our city and has some of the oldest properties. So let's head there. Occasions by Cory has reinvigorated a building that is on its 9th life. Okay, maybe it's not its 9th, but in the last 15 years, it's been completely renovated from an old office building to a fine dining establishment and has been reinvented 2 other times since. It used to be known as the old Prairie Publishing Building, a 2-story brick building located at 303 South Walcott. The classic brick used to sport a faded Prairie Publishing advertisement on its southern-facing side. Was it known as the old Prairie Publishing Building simply because of the faded advertisement, or was it the reputation of the publishing company that earned the building its name? Prairie Publishing was a consolidation of 3 separate companies that began in 1933. The business was first located in the basement of another building, the Consolidated Royalty Building, which is still standing on South Center. Prairie Publishing later moved to the building located at 303 South Walcott. For years, it was just another old building until 2004 when the building began to get a new look. After extensive renovations and a coat of bright red paint, 303 Grill opened in December of 2004, a fine dining experience like no other in Casper. The company soon expanded and added a bar upstairs called Elixirs. Unfortunately, after a somewhat scandalous lawsuit involving partners in the company, the restaurant closed in April of 2009. The building was empty for a while until Lai Thai, a gourmet Thai restaurant, opened in September of 2010. They brought a new flavor and style to the building and lasted until June of 2013. It was a sad day for those who enjoyed good Thai food. Now the building is again reborn, so to speak, as Occasions by Cory. Occasions by Cory began as a catering company and now has grown into its new space, still featuring upscale catering to many different budgets, an event venue, and a fairly new eatery, aptly called Eat, all in one location. With the opening of Occasions by Cory, an once empty building is again a unique feature of downtown. Another unique feature of downtown Casper also used to be a brick building with a sign on the southern-facing side. This one used to say Casper Lumber, Fence, and Home Improvement Department. The large brick building housed one of the first electric companies in Casper. The original company, Casper Electric Company, and the Wyoming Electric Company merged and then were taken over by Mountain States Electric Company, whose home was in the building located at 400 East Collins. So first an electric company, then a lumber company, then empty. Prior to the late 80s, the building sat empty for years. Windows boarded up, graffiti on the back. Then with the goal of expanding access into arts in Casper, the board of the Nicolaysen Art Museum worked to find funding to turn the old Casper lumber building into the center of Casper arts community. With a slump in the economy, the plan took longer than expected. But after 3 years, the new and improved Nicolaysen Art Museum opened in 1990. If you've ever seen the original old brick building, you know how extensive the renovations were. The Nicolaysen, known fondly as the Nick around here, is an impressive building filled with natural light pouring through the banks of windows. I am not sure how the original structure was organized, but the current organization of the renovated building is truly a center for the arts. The lobby space has been home for cultural events, weddings, fundraisers, concerts, and more. The gallery has a collection of art from the permanent collection and different exhibits that rotate through the extensive gallery space. And then you have the Discovery Center, which is designed to entertain, engage, and educate even the youngest art enthusiasts with a variety of stations where you can learn as you create in a variety of styles. Thankfully, the board of the Nicolaysen decided to expand the museum not only to reinvent the old building on Collins, but also to grow access to the arts in Casper. Over 50 years of art in an almost 100-year-old building. A couple of blocks away from the Nick, you'll find something completely different. A 6-story apartment building with retail space on the ground floor, all inside a building built in 1920. The 6-story building was originally known as the Midwest Building, more accurately, the Midwest Refining Company Building. The tall building housed the Wyoming National Bank on the ground floor. That is why many know it as the Wyoming National Bank Building. When looking into the history of this building, I found some great information at Wyoming Tales and Trails. Prior to finding that site, I didn't know the original building's door was made out of bronze with a revolving door, or that they had a vault in the basement and that was serviced by a hydraulic lift. I also didn't know that the Rotary Club was apparently worried about pilots in the late 1920s, so they placed a signal on the roof since it was one of, if not the tallest building in Casper at the time. The signal consisted of 12-foot chrome yellow letters that spelled out Casper, with a large arrow pointing towards the landing site over 4 miles away. So in addition to housing one of the nicest banks in town, maybe the only, maybe I should do some research on that. The building also was the home to a couple of other retail outlets, such as a florist, a drugstore, a hat shop called Annie's Hat Shop, Casper's Beauty Parlor, and Wells Music Company. Not all of the businesses lasted the life of the bank, and even the bank didn't last the life of the building. The bank moved into an ultra-modern, at the time, building located a few blocks away in the early 60s. If you don't know much about that building, make sure you watch my 7 Wonders of Casper video to learn more about that historic gem. So, the classy bank building, complete with Vermont marble, is now an apartment building. In 2005, a developer, Steve Grimshaw, entered into negotiations with the City Council to purchase the historic building and renovate it into affordable housing with 45 apartments and retail space on the ground level. By 2007, the apartment complex was complete and the ground floor is once again retail space, with the sandwich bar and CC coins. The marble that once graced the walls of the classy bank now line the hallways of the complex, and the original stone fascia is still present and reads Wyoming National Bank on the exterior of the building. Complete with other historic stone features and the marble repurposed on the interior, the renovations keep some of the history alive while giving the once vacant building a new life and a new purpose. 3 historic buildings, all still standing, all renovated, but in 3 very different ways. How cool to see old empty buildings turned into something, or rather 3 somethings. Maybe I'll explore more of Casper's renovated buildings and see what other interesting facts I can find. You can watch it here. For those of you that would like to know more about Casper, you can watch this video or this video. We love to hear from you, so we hope to hear from you soon. Bye.